Alright, today we are becoming detectives, not for mysteries, but for words. So our goal for today is using clues in a sentence to figure out what a tricky word means. We will be word detectives using clues around words to figure out what they mean. Have you ever seen a word and said, "What does that mean?" Sometimes we don't know a word, and that's okay. We can learn what it means. Being a good reader means that we do not skip the word. Instead, we look around the word for clues. So context clues are hints in the sentence that help us understand a word. We can use other words in the sentence to figure out what the sentence, or to figure out what the mystery word means. So here's an example. If the sentence says, "The bark on the tree was rough," which word would mean the same as bark like in the sentence? Would it be the sound of a dog? The outside of a tree? We're going to look at our sentence again, and we see the word tree, and we see rough, so we know that dogs do bark, but the sentence we are talking about is talking about a tree. So that is a clue that helps me figure out what bark means. What about light? She wore a light jacket in the warm weather. Which meaning do you think is the same as light in our sentence? That's right, the feather. Vocabulary detective tools. These are our detective steps when we find a tricky word. So we're going to read the sentence, we're going to think about the clues, and then we're going to choose the correct meaning. So with a partner, I want you to work on this worksheet using the clues. Alright, our first sentence says, "I saw a bat flying in the sky last night." Kaylin, what did your group say? Right, an animal that flies at night. B. Sentence 2. "Please watch the baby while I cook dinner." McKenna, what did your group say? Right, in this case, it is to look at something carefully. So B for number 2. Sentence 3. "I need to rock the baby to sleep." Benson, what did your group say? Correct. B, to move gently back and forth. Sentence 4. "She wore a bright yellow dress." Kyler's group, what did you guys come up with? Right. C, full of light or color. And the last sentence, "I can bark louder than the dog." Grayson, what did your group come up with? Correct. B, the sound a dog makes. That's similar to our example sentence, except this one is talking about the dog and not what's on the outside of a tree. What clues helped you today figuring out those tricky words? Right, looking at the words around it. What was one of the favorite words that you were able to figure out? The dog bark and the tree bark. That's a good one. And then I want you guys to give me a thumbs up if you are now a word detective. You all did great work, detectives. You could now figure out what a tricky word means by looking at other words in the sentence for clues. Oh, last one. He gave her a gold ring for her birthday. Do you think they are talking about ring, like they're ringing in your ears, which is a sound that you can hear? Or do you think they are talking about this picture on the right of the piece of jewelry that somebody would wear on their finger? Right, the piece of jewelry that somebody wears on their finger.